try to steal something from you. Let me take the shoe and kill something.
Sometimes it's like really hard even to breathe. They're kind of dirty, but at the end the food is
food
really
is good.
nice.
Hi there, Maria is here and welcome to my travel channel. I'm here to share with you travel tips and tricks on how to travel around the world with a really low budget. As you know, we're in Sri Lanka. It's been 1 month since we're here and our trip here was really difficult. If you haven't seen it yet, it's in the previous video, you can check it out. And today we're going to share good and bad things about Sri Lanka together with my boyfriend, so stay tuned. Alright, so it's going to be our first month impression about Sri Lanka. We're going to share things that we liked, that we didn't like, things that we found easy to adapt to and difficult to adapt to, maybe positive or negative. My boyfriend is going to share everything also with you.
Hello. Yes, I'm ready.
Alright, so we're going to start with good things and then we'll go to some things that we didn't like much or some things that you need to keep in mind before traveling to Sri Lanka.
Okay, so let's go. Let's do it.
Let's start. Okay, first thing, what we noticed and was very surprising for us is that the people are extremely friendly and kind in this country.
I mean, for me, I was kind of expecting something like that, but it was, the surprising thing is that it was a lot, like too much. They were like too kind, everyone is so ready to help you. You saw already the previous video of Maria.
Yeah, if you still didn't check it out, it's called The Abandoned Hotel. We've been doing a hiking and a family in the middle of literally nowhere. They agreed to host us. It was a very poor and simple area of Sri Lanka. However, those people surprised us with their generosity and kindness. It was so unexpected. The video is right here.
Yes, and in one of the comments, someone is clarifying that they are working in tea plantations for $1 a day, and then they help us, and they didn't want to take the money we wanted to
offered,
give us.
yeah.
I mean, at the end they did, but it was surprising that they were like, no, we did it just because we wanted to help you. It's like.
All right, the second thing that we have to mention
is the nature.
Yes.
And the biodiversity.
I guess that this is one of the actual reasons why we came here. We came to travel around the island and discover all the beautiful spots of this island, which we are still doing. And every trip that we have, anywhere we go, is just amazing. We see mountains here, we see endless beaches, waterfalls. During our hiking, we probably saw like 6 or 7 waterfalls.
Yes.
And it was just like on a route of not even 20 kilometers that there were like around 6 or 7 waterfalls.
Yes, it was amazing. I mean, to see everything from the top of the mountains and to see the mountains with the clouds. Yes, it's just amazing. And then the views that you get is surprising, and you have this mixture, you know, because it's a place that you have access to the mountains, to the beach, everything. So yes, it's really nice.
So Sri Lanka is not only about beautiful beaches, it also has a lot of other things to offer, as for example a lot of hiking trails, which we highly recommend to do for sure. Alright, next one is the biodiversity, which somehow is also related to nature, but we have to point out that they also have a big variety of animals, birds, fish, and insects, and just like everything that you can imagine.
Yes, it's like surprising. The other day we were in Syria and someone told us like, oh, be careful walking there because in the night you'll find wild elephants.
Oh yeah.
And that was like, okay, that's unexpected, but it's like surprising that you can come to a country where actually you can see elephants
Walking during the night, just like on the street.
So, yes,
Besides that, they have also a lot of orphanages for turtles, one that we already have visited in Bentota. Also, they have orphanages for elephants. Oh, there are a lot of monkeys. Monkeys are everywhere in Sri Lanka. I guess that the most monkeys we saw it is somewhere close to Ella, right?
Yes.
They're
yes.
very cute, but also they hunt for food. So be careful if you have anything, any like banana or something. They're most likely gonna steal and eat it.
I would say the next one, very affordable prices for tourists, is really nice. I mean,
I'd like to do a video with our expenses here, to be honest, to literally just point out how cheap it is. We've traveled to many destinations together, but we've never seen such cheap prices as here. You can literally get a meal for $1. You can get a room for like $4 or $5 per night.
and sometimes with breakfast included. I mean, like you pay
right.
that price and it's with breakfast included. You can have these meals of $1.
The public transportation is also really cheap. Even tuk-tuk, even if it is a taxi, it's still really cheap. I mean, just like everything.
And now that you were talking about tuk-tuk, that takes us to the next point, which is the transportation. I think that they have like a lot of options. If you want to go somewhere, you can go by train, you can go by bus, you can go by tuk-tuk. Tuk-tuk, for those ones that they don't know, is like the type of taxi they're doing here.
It's like a three-wheel motorcycle that you're gonna see everywhere if you come to Sri Lanka, and they're considered the local taxis. They seem dangerous at the beginning, but then you get used and you actually like catch the charm of it, and you start to enjoy it, and you're missing these rides on tuk-tuk once in a while.
Yes, and actually it's really cool because they have like their own designs, so everyone is like painting them inside. You'll find like different
Stickers and
yes.
posters and some other like pending accessories or decorations. You can find train going to different destinations. Also buses are everywhere, and it's very affordable. Buses here is a special type of art. You have bus music, which is just specific for the buses, and also you have a lot of decorations. You always have seats of different colors, and you always have like the icons or the pictures of all of the gods and some other things that they believe in. And always the ceiling is in a lot of pictures, and always the doors are open, and most of the windows.
And like in the train and everything, the views. I mean,
Oh yeah.
you saw in the video of Maria talking about the train. It's amazing.
The previous video is 7 things that you should know before getting on the train to Ella, which is considered the most famous and beautiful train ride in the world. You can check out the video, and you should definitely do that train ride when you come to Sri Lanka.
And then the next one is the security. Like I feel really secure here in general, like in the public transportation, in the streets.
We've never had any problems, even walking during the night, even walking on some shady neighborhoods maybe, going anywhere where you're just like surrounded with local people, and they could definitely try to steal something from you, because sometimes I'm not even like watching my bag or anything, but it never happened, which, I mean, I wouldn't say that it's surprising, it's just like how it should be, but still, even in Europe, you can find places where you'll get stolen from, so, or robbed, right? So in any country, you can find places where you're gonna get robbed or where you feel insecure, but here it didn't happen with us.
No, not at all.
It's a really safe country. So Sri Lanka is a Buddhist country and has a lot of temples. One of the most famous temples, I think, is the one in Kandy where they keep the tooth of Buddha, which you can also visit.
These are Buddhist temples. So yes, I mean, we are surprised of how beautiful they are, how many details they have. They are all, they have like the same base, but they are also different, you know. So you really want to go there and you feel the energy, you know. You feel the peace, you feel that.
It's a very uplifting energy. Like literally, you feel released. You recharge with positive energy there. It's very nice. I love the feeling of like being in the temple and maybe being during the service in the temple. They usually have services after 6 p.m. and it's just like so cool to be there and to like meditate for half an hour, to just like get all your thoughts or negativity out and recharge yourself with positive energy.
here, like the Hindu temples.
Oh yeah, they.
Also, so yes. And then if you are a Christian, you may find also Christian churches, everything. So yes, it's very complete too. The level of English, English, yes, is something that is really good. I feel that here you can communicate with everyone, right? I mean, even though there are some people, like not many, but some people that they don't speak any English, but at least they are used to hear it and they can communicate with you somehow, you know. So
They get what you're saying. Yeah, and I think that it's a very big advantage for tourists when they come to not have a language barrier, because we've traveled to destinations that you would expect.
Even in Europe.
Yeah, you'd expect people to for sure to speak English with you, and it's just like nothing. And you're like, okay, and then you come here and everyone speaks, anyone on the street, tuk-tukers, sellers, cashiers, I mean, it doesn't matter. Any person speaks English, which is very great. Like, you don't have any problems to communicate with anyone. Okay, high five. Let's start with the second part of our video, and we are going to talk about some disadvantages that we found here, and these are not negative things necessarily. These are just things that we found may be different, or according to our point of view they're not that good, or we didn't like them that much, and maybe some things that you should also be aware of when you come to Sri Lanka.
Yes, I mean, maybe something that we don't like, but you can come here and you like it.
Yeah.
Or yes, it's just like something
Just can
personal.
be capricious us that are not used to things and find it difficult to adapt to. But for someone else, it can be like very easy to get used to, and maybe someone else just tolerates things differently.
So first, I would say the spicy food. The spicy food.
Okay, so can I say? I can't tolerate any spiciness. I've never eaten spicy in my life. My family never cooked any spicy food, and here, anywhere you go, is just spicy food. Yes, you do find restaurants where you mention that you don't want spicy and they will actually make your dish not spicy. Some other places, you mention that you don't want spicy, but your food still is going to be spicy for you, but in their opinion is going to be not too spicy or not spicy, something like that. So our perception of spicy is completely different, and as me, a person who can't tolerate spiciness, it's very difficult to find proper food here that I'll be able to eat without getting tears on my eyes and without my mouth burning. Also, it is difficult to find diversity of food in the local restaurants. The thing is that the local restaurants are very, very affordable, so you're gonna find cheap food. However, it's gonna be their traditional food, so you're not going to find big diversity of food. For that, you need to go to international restaurants, which are gonna be like 3, 4, or 5 times more expensive than the local ones. And then it's up to you, like it's up to your budget. We have found something which is more spicy than in the previous restaurant, so I don't know what is the limit of spiciness here.
Oh yes, sometimes I'm not feeling even my tongue anymore. It's crazy.
So yeah, all right. The traffic and the buses are another. I don't know like even how to call it. I mean, it's an organized chaos.
Sometimes, yes.
Which doesn't necessarily have to be bad, because I think that there are out there countries where it's gonna be even more messed up. So here you still, at some point, you start to realize that it is actually organized.
Yes, and that it's really hard to find accidents and everything, even though sometimes the buses are driving like
No,
crazy.
sometimes, I mean,
most
the
of the
buses
time.
are the owners of the road. They do what they want, that's all.
Yes, they're beeping all the time to everything that is around. They're invading the opposite lane, and then they're coming, they're moving, they're going like crazy. But they're taking you fast to your destination, you know?
Yeah, and they're very cheap, so...
So if you're in a hurry, that's
You can
the
rely
perfect
fully
option.
on the local buses.
Yes, they're pretty fast. But yeah, sometimes if someone is scared of speed or it feels like really nervous, yes, he needs to be conscious that in the buses it's going to be a full adventure. This is the most important thing for these buses. They are driving like crazy.
Also, they manage somehow to share the road, because in most of the roads there is no sidewalk. So somehow they manage to share the road with people, with the
walking.
pedestrians, with the tuk-tuk, with a lot of motorcycles, and still these buses, and then there are like trucks or some other bigger vehicles, and they just somehow manage to share the road with everyone and to not hit or run over anyone, which is truly amazing. This is not a good thing for sure. There are people who try to scam you as soon as they see that you are a tourist, or people who insist too much on the service. I think that this is not the first time that we see it. We also met it in other countries before, and we have already our like immune system to it, so we don't really care. But sometimes what we notice here is that they have their trick of scamming you, or their trick of like getting their commission out of you. For example, we were in Kandy, and there were a lot of men around I think it's the central area, like the lake, and they were offering you to go to a concert, and they said that it's like free. They were presenting themselves as like, oh, I'm like a dance teacher or something, and go and see the festival. And then we found out later from another person who was offering us the same service, or like the same festivity, that they are receiving commission for taking us there. So sometimes they don't want necessarily money from you, they just receive commission from the organization that they work for. Or it happened the same in Bintota with the turtle conservation, where the tuk-tuk driver gave us a very good price. It was supposed to be like double more expensive, I guess, to take us to the conservation. And eventually we found out that the conservation entrance is like $10, and that the tuk-tuker is receiving commission out of it. So this is basically what happens.
Yes, I mean, I think that the bad thing about that is that sometimes you are looking for recommendations or suggestions from these people.
You want a
Like
sincere recommendation.
yes,
You don't
yes.
want anything that is related to like them receiving the commission, for example.
So yes, sometimes they are lying about what is the best place, or
Just
that
to take
all
there.
that is always dangerous if you go there by yourself. Or sometimes they're saying that there are no buses, and the truth is that there are buses going.
Or
yes.
other is just you walking on the street and them offering the tuk-tuk service, and sometimes it's just too much. Like most of the times, if you say no, it's just like okay, no, and they drive away. And there were moments when it was just like following us and like tuk 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 tuk. Where do you go? Where do you go? I mean, yeah, stuff like that. That at some moment you feel that it's like too much, and sometimes you just literally you're in the place where you came to take a stroll and you want to enjoy the surroundings, and you don't need that tuk-tuk at the moment, and your no is just not taken as a no right away.
The next one is about the weather and the insects. So
And he's the one suffering more from that.
basically, it's not a bad thing, because that's exactly what you would expect if you come to a natural
An exotic
destination, and then
yeah.
it's like a really big island, so you know that what you are going to find. But this is more to share with the people that is coming, for them to be aware of what they are going to find, you know. So
Sure.
yes, in some places it's like really warm, and sometimes it's like really hard even to breathe, because you feel the humidity
It's like
really
sauna,
high.
especially here in Colombo. We're not sure about other places. Colombo, it's been very hot recently. The temperature goes up to like 30 something degrees, but because of the humidity, it feels like 40 something degrees, which is like you get out and you're already sweating.
Yeah, sweating already, so yes, you feel it. I would say that here my favorite temperature it was in Ella, which
Yeah.
is really fresh. And we are going to be to Norelia. We are going to go to Norelia,
Which they call the small England, and we expect there
England,
to be little England, which we expect to be with
really
a chill
fresh.
weather. And
But
then-
as soon as you have air conditioner or at
A
least
fan, yeah, you're
you
fine.
are good.
You can survive it.
Yes. And then
Okay.
about the insects, yes, I mean obviously mosquitoes everywhere. For me it's kind of hard, because as soon as I am there, they really love my blood somehow.
He's
They are
Latino
not-
hot blood.
They are not going for Maria, they are coming for
Um,
me, and it's crazy. But yes, so
I do-
recommendation, always repellent.
Repellent, buy like a ton of repellent and always keep it in your purse, like always. And then besides the mosquitoes, there are also other insects that sometimes tend to bite you, or sometimes they just exist there. And also there are cockroaches sometimes on the street or in the house. And I mean, they are innocent, they're not going to do anything to you, but they see you as a danger, so that's why, and you see them as a danger, so I mean, it's a mutual feeling, but no one is going to do anything to each other as soon as you are not intending to kill them, which is also here not accepted in their like, Buddhist religion. Is not accepted to kill anyone because it's a soul. It deserves existence. It deserves to live. So don't kill anyone here. It's us like or anything. It's like our habit to be like, okay, let me take the shoe and kill something.
So now we are good with the cockroaches, so when we see them around, we know that they are not going to do nothing to us. We just say hi and continue, you know.
And also we've seen some rats on the streets. Not sure where exactly they come from, but sometimes there are like places where there are more rats, which is kind of scary. But it is also like safe and nothing happened. It's just like from places that
Yes, I mean, like the main thing is just for you to know that you will find them, and if you are scared of that, just to be prepared. I mean, for example, in my case, I'm not scared of rats or something, so I'm just surprised to see them sometimes around, but yes.
Sometimes you're gonna meet places which are not very clean. In overall, what we have noticed, it is a quite clean city or island itself, but sometimes you're going to see
the beaches are super clean.
Yeah, I mean they take really good care of everything.
Sometimes in the restaurant, like to talk about cleanliness, you find some restaurants that are kind of dirty and
yeah, the local places. I mean
not
the
all the local places,
no?
but some of them. I mean, some of them they look kind of dirty, but I mean, surprisingly, the thing is that they are kind of dirty, but at the end, the food is really
good.
Nice.
I think that it's a shock at the beginning, but as soon as you overpass it, you start to accept things that are happening around. You start to understand that this is the way people live here, and people do stuff for like years and decades, and you're not here to change it. You're here to see it and explore. All right, here were the things that we liked and we liked less in Sri Lanka. However, you can say.
Yes, I would say that we really suggest you, if you haven't been in Sri Lanka, to come. It's really a paradise. I mean, you find beautiful things, you will enjoy it, it will be affordable, the people is really nice, you are going to be super secure. It's like a perfect mix, you know, and then you'll find beaches, mountains, everything, so yes.
Yeah, Sri Lanka has a giant tourist potential. It has so many sites, it has so many tourist attractions that you need necessarily to try when you come here. So I'd say that Sri Lanka is a must see and must visit destination. Maybe for not a very long period. I think that somewhere around a month is enough for you to explore the whole island. If you don't plan any like long stops, I think that a month will be enough. And the island is actually big. We didn't expect it, but from Colombo, for example, to go north, all the way north, is going to take you around like 9 to 10 hours. To go east is going to take around the same. All right, so thank you very much everyone for watching, and I hope that you liked all the things that we have shared in this video about Sri Lanka, and I hope that they're going to be useful for you. And also I expect these things to encourage you to come and visit Sri Lanka. Just remember that it's a really affordable destination, so anyone with any budget can come here and experience all the beauty of this island. And don't forget to subscribe for my travel channel.
And then I would say that if you have any recommendations or any positive things that you experience here in Sri Lanka as a local or as a traveler, please share them in the comments.
We'll be really happy to hear your positive experience as well as maybe some negative experience. Maybe there are some things that you encountered and we haven't mentioned in the video and they might be useful for the next visitors. It will be really great if you share them down below in the comments.
And then some recommendations, especially because we still have some time here, and for the future visitors that are going to watch this video, I think they're going to find them really useful. So
I hope so. So yeah, we're gonna be for one more month, and we are still waiting for like recommendations from you. So share all of them and like this video. Put me thumbs up, please. I hope that you enjoyed it and that it will be helpful. All right, subscribe to my channel and do not miss any other travel video from Sri Lanka for right now, because we're here, and then there are gonna be more other destinations to come. All right, thumbs up and subscribe.
Bye.
Okay. and see you in the
Where-
next video.
Where is your
Bye.
bike?